Michelle. Welcome back to another episode of Slumber Party. I'm here with Ariel and Olivia.
Hello.
We're all seniors, and since college apps are mostly done, we're here to record this podcast to talk about what the process will actually like and share some things that we wish we'd known earlier. So let's start from the first question. Where did you guys start the application?
Honestly, since I already have some schools in mind, I started with Google and Reddit. I literally searched for things like what is life like in this college as an undergraduate major in psychology, and how is their dining hall. That's all I cared. Not actually, but I care a lot about dining hall. I had this huge spreadsheet with way too many schools, so it stressed me out a little bit at first.
Well, that's the same for me. I didn't really know the difference between early action and early decision at the very beginning. I remember asking a lot of my friends for advice, and I was really scared of being judged, but eventually I did find out the difference between them.
Honestly, I started pretty mechanically. I googled rankings on US News first, and then used Shuffle to check the admit rates and also the staff of the students who actually got in. So for the next question, who did you guys talk for advice, and did everyone tell you different things?
Yeah, definitely. Since I fired my counselor last year, my friends were all applying to totally different types of schools and paths, and I'm the first of the entire family to study abroad. I mainly rely on myself. I seek advice from my parents and friends to better understand myself and others' perspectives in order to complete my essays. Well, I rely, on myself and some comments from the composition teachers too.
Well, to be honest, because I wasn't applying to American universities and I didn't really get a counselor outside, so I'm basically left on my own. Not to mention, people give out terrible advice and make things even worse, all the while trying to convince me to go to American universities and refusing to listen to my opinions like why. So eventually I decided to just trust my parents and some of my friends for advice.
I mainly talked to my outside counselor and also Miss Diana, but sometimes they focused on different things, which could get confusing. I actually had an essay where my outside counselor, Miss Diana, and I preferred different versions. I ended up asking a few AI tools and even a friend to help me decide which one felt the strongest and most personal. Moving on to the next question, what about choosing schools and majors?
I actually stuck for a long time between two majors, psychology or cognitive science, but I told myself that in some situations we really have to choose something broader than something too specific. So I chose something rather broad, which is cognitive science. Also, some schools, as I noticed, provide counsel for major decisions to undergraduates even after they declare a major. So it isn't really the end of the road.
Well, for me, choosing schools and majors weren't really a problem. Well, this might be offensive, but I disliked any kind of scientific subjects, and I wasn't really good at business either, so I stuck with what I excel at, languages, since I can already speak 4.
For schools, I cared a lot about rankings and also resources, like research opportunities and facilities. For my major, I picked the one that matched my extracurriculars the best, even though I'm still open to changing later. So next, let's talk about essays, which is probably the most painful part of the whole application.
Yes, indeed. My first personal statement was very, very bad, like really bad. I always felt as if I live a separate life when I love haunted stories and studying murder cases. The other devoting myself into voluntary works and charities. And that forged my first draft, which is super philosophically complex. I added in too many metaphors to link the stories, leaving my essays like a short story rather than a college application essay.
Well, for my part, I only had personal statements, and to be honest, the universities that I'm applying to generally wanted their students to be more straightforward, unlike American universities where you have to bring everything out with a story, and sometimes it is hard to fit everything because of the written knowledge.
why school essays, especially when some schools barely explain their programs in their school website. Like CMU, I was digging through their whole website, but I just can't find anything useful to include in my why school essay. Sorry. What are some mistakes or things that you wish you'd avoided?
Procrastinating. I told myself I work better under pressure, which is totally not true. I ended up writing one supplemental at like 4 a.m. in the morning, and it was not my best work, even not close.
Well, I have to agree with you. I wish I had avoided procrastinating and probably reading novels. Even though my deadlines were quite scattered, there were also a lot of presentation and schoolwork going on at the same time. I even had like 3 presentations in a row within 1 week. And I just think I should have balanced them more instead of just throwing everything to the side and think I finished them in time.
For me, one big mistake that I made was entering the wrong course grades in the course and grades section of Common App. Fixing it was very stressful and definitely something I wish I'd double-checked earlier. For the last question, any last advice for next year's class?
Well, one, definitely stay on top of your documents, transcripts, transcripts, task force recommendations, especially if you are applying to internationally and to essays or to Japanese schools. Those take longer than you expect, really. Practice, things will always get better, like SAT.
And remember that you don't really have to compare with others about your college applications. It's your own life, and your classmates have their own. Everyone's got different paths, so don't feel like that you're inferior when somebody got their EAs or EBs earlier, and you still haven't.
I'd say use a spreadsheet to track everything, those schools that are submitted, not submitted, and also the results and progress. It sounds simple, but it's very helpful and useful for keeping track of everything important. Thanks for listening, and we hope this made the college application process feel a little less intimidating. Good luck. Bye.